The war in Ukraine started back in 2014, and since then the fact of the rape of Ukrainian women by soldiers of the Russian army have been recorded. It was January 15, 2015. I once again went to the anti-terrorist operation zone to take warm things and food to our guys. When I left Mariupol, two cars suddenly appeared and pushed me straight off the road to the forest. Acts of violence against women and children were recorded in all of them. Is rape. This crime is silent. A gang rapes. Raped her several times. Is a double power over a woman or a child. Deep psychological trauma. This is a method of waging war. Do not have a statute of limitations.
Росія атакувала всю територію нашої держави.
Russian invasion has begun.
Russia launching a full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Military operation against Ukraine.
A large-scale invasion of Russian Federation in Ukraine began on February 24, 2022. Complete destruction of cities and villages, seizure of property and looting, wounding and murder, torture, forced displacement and kidnapping of the civilian population, sexual violence, rape of girls and women, men and boys. This is the Russian aggressor's pattern. According to the norms of international law, sexual violence in conflict is defined as a wide range of actions that include but are not limited to rape, threats and attempts of any forms of rape or threats and attempts of other sexual assaults, female genital mutilation, sexual slavery, sexual torture, forced prostitution, forced pregnancy, forced sterilization and forced abortion, forced nudity. Sexual violence is the strategy of the Russian Federation aimed to achieve military goal by all means. It is an attempt to intimidate and humiliate civilian population aimed at destroying national identity and honor. This is a part of genocide against the Ukrainian people. It is a core intimidation of civilians because this crime is silent. It is even the cheapest because it does not require the use of bombs or other weapons, and it is a crime that is usually not talked about. A separate type of war crimes committed by the Russian occupiers, which has reached an unprecedented scale, is rape. Moreover, victims are not only women but also children, boys, men. Women are raped in the presence of children, and children in the presence of family and parents. There are direct instructions. This is a method of waging war. There are mass cases. This is a method of intimidation.
Any act of sexual violence committed in the context of the armed conflict, so by armed forces, the armed forces of the Russian military, for example, classify as war crime. For example, you have a person in a village or in a town that was occupied, and they were threatened to do something, and if not, their kid would be raped, or the kid would be sexually assaulted. And this is also included in the sexual violence that can constitute war crimes.
Rape, sexual slavery, enforced prostitution, forced pregnancy, enforced sterilization, or any other form of sexual violence constituting a grave breach of the Geneva Convention and are considered to be war crimes regardless of whether they are committed in an international or non-international armed conflicts.